Hello everybody, welcome back to Pokemon through these. In the last episode when we left off, we got some new team members, and in this episode we're going to take on at least one gym, potentially two gyms. Let's take a look at the team. Firstly, Bob. He's now called Bob. Something I had to fix, but he's now called Bob. With Surf, Bite, Rage, and Water Gun. Then we've got Forks, which learn Gust. Look, the moveset of legendary Pokemon on the level 50 is not that good. Generally, actually, not that good, as it turns out. Then we've got Zone with Thunder Shock, Thunder Wave, the same moves. I think Zone is going to evolve in literally like one level time, though. Spaghetti Witch doesn't learn anything new. Tian hasn't learned anything new. Kurtz hasn't learned anything new. The only thing we have is a couple of more levels. And we are maybe a little bit on the high side for this gym, but then there's a very good chance that we're going to be able to take on the gym after this exact episode, or at least in this recording session, which something's stuck in my throat. Which that one is a lot higher level, so I figured, you know what, I think I deserve a little bit of a higher level in this gym. Because otherwise things are going to die and I don't want them to die. I talked about this a lot. I don't want them to die, but if they die, it's not that big of a deal because we've got a lot of Pokemon in backup. And obviously, there's a little bit of drama going on when things die. And Blastoise, as our first Pokemon we're fighting, is... I mean, Bob literally is the better Water-type starter. Actually, I think that's not even just like a me thing. I think Feraligatr is better than Blastoise, generally speaking. But let's go into Zone. I've got so many topics to talk about, I don't even know where to start. First and foremost, I got a cup of tea instead of water. But just kidding, I also got a bottle of water. So I am so fucking ready for this recording session. It's unreal. I also didn't have a lot of work to do today. I had to do one... Pay attention. One video. Oh my god, something messed with me. I don't know why I just like went half Irish there. I'm going to fix the audio level one moment. Okay, this should be a little better. The audio was like about 10% too loud, which actually becomes a problem after I do all the sound processing, which I'm thinking about like just stopping doing the compression and stuff for the Let's Play videos. For two reasons. One of which is... if I don't have to do that, that means I do not have to like record and sync audio separately. That being said, I do then need to make 355% sure that my game audio isn't too loud because I can't separate the two anymore. I think actually, theoretically, you can. I think you can put one track on one channel and the other on another channel. I'm gonna look into that. I think that might be possible. But the quality difference, I mean, when I live stream, obviously there is no, there's no compression, there's no equalization, there's just like, that's the audio coming straight out of my microphone. And that sounds like alright, that sounds good enough. I don't think you particularly maybe need all of that audio processing going on there. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I'm leaning towards maybe not doing that and like making it a little bit more like optimized here. But then again, I also like want a webcam to make things a little bit more optimized so that I don't have to do like this entire external face cam recording thing. And I'm starting to enjoy the things where I don't have to record face cam because it is less bothersome in editing, and my face cam gets desynced because of the very specific quirks. I think Surf might be doing more damage if I did it. The very specific quirks this camera has with the way it records stuff, and I can record that externally, but that then makes a lot of issues as well. And there's just like a lot of unoptimized things about my process of recording these videos, and I'd like to optimize them like ASAP. Does Bob evolve around level 30? 32? I think. I really should know when Croconaw evolves into... It's level 30! Okay, I was going to say level 30. But I was like, no, starters don't evolve at level 30. Apparently they do. We've got a Feraligatr. Welcome to the team. Which means I have to do more editing. If everything went up to level 30, I would have had a Relegator and a Magneton at the start of this episode, rather than midway through, which means that for every evolution, obviously, I have to do some editing, and I'm a lazy fucker, so I don't want to do editing. It's not that big of a deal. It's like literally 2 minutes work. I delete one of the layers in Photoshop, then I make another one, then I delete like the bottom half of the image, so that, well, obviously you can see down there the way the team preview looks. There's like they are inside their boxes, so anything that goes down over the bottom line of that box, I cut off, and that's about it. I always get lost in this fucking town. So, I've got other things to talk about as well. As I mentioned, I do not have strength. Do I? I don't think I have strength. I have a rare candy, which I probably should have used. Yeah, I do not have strength, so I can't... Wait, what? Wait. While we do this battle, I'm going to head to Google and see where the fuck you're supposed to be getting strength in this game. Because I have no fucking clue. Poke sent out a Murkrow, that's fine. Pokemon Crystal Strength HM. I don't think you particularly need to add the word HM there. Also, I have no idea why I have both Surf and Water Gun. There's no reason to. To get strength, go to the cafe in Olivine City, talk to the customers there, Sailor. He will comment on what lightware your Pokemon are and hand you over the HM. We're going back to Olivine City because we do not yet have... Okay, that's a Machamp. I don't have a Psychic type, do I? I mean, I've got Forks, which is a flying type, and Gust, which is obviously a very powerful... I like that animation. Huh. Well, there you go. That Machamp is taking it remarkably well, actually. I did not expect that. Also, I'm going to have to drink this tea a lot quicker than I thought I did, because it's already it's not getting cold, but I was expecting it to be scalding hot, and it's really not. Never mind, it's hotter than I thought it was. Way hotter than I thought it was. Do you ever do that? Not only with hot drinks, but also with cold drinks. You take, not a sip, but you take a big gulp, right? And then once it's already in your mouth, you're like, I've made mistakes. I did not think this drink would be this hot or cold. And then, what do? I mean, you can't just spit it out. So you swallow it, but then you feel it go down and either burning or freezing your entire fucking body, and it's quite horrible. It is quite horrible. Also, I don't have Whirlpool yet, obviously, so I can't really go into the Seafoam Islands yet to capture a Pokemon. I did go around here a little bit more during the grinding, obviously. I did run into, I think, pretty much every trainer on this route by total accident. So there's no more trainers here, but all the trainers were total pushovers, and I didn't run into them until higher levels anyway, because obviously the lower levels I was training against wild Pokemon, which was the plan, but then I ran into them by accident, so I guess I could have run into them earlier by accident. Nothing died, okay? That's all I'm trying to say here. And if you don't believe me, that's kind of your problem, honestly. I don't really give a shit whether or not you'll believe me. But I don't know where to get the secret potion. I think you get that in... You know what? I probably should have just talked to all the people in all the houses in that city, because now I'm gonna have to go back and forth a million times. That being said, after defeating that gym, I think you immediately get fly, so you can fly back to Olivine City, which I just got a message. I did not fight all the trainers on this route. Huh. That is interesting. I could have sworn I had cleared this entire route of trainers. I have a Firo. Destroyer. I think Destroyer is still alive, isn't he? She? I don't know. If it's a male or a female. It didn't have a gender in Gen 1, obviously. I think it might be still alive. I mean, we've got Fox, so we don't need Destroyer. Also, I probably should not be just leading with Bob all the time, because Bob is going to get very overpowered, but I'm just so happy that we have Bob. Just so happy that we have Bob. Did we catch a Pokemon at Route 40? Something tells me that we might not have. Yeah, this is the dude that gives you strength. Which I might want to give to Feraligatr. I mean Bob. Because I think Bob has a fairly significant physical attack stat. For water type anyway. So let's look at Bob's stats real quickly. Yeah. Let's look at Cian. That's 70. Wait. Bob is like 2 levels higher, but 5 points for 2 levels is still a lot. You're definitely not going to be physical. You probably, I'm not even going to check. You might be a decent physical Pokemon, but I don't think you will be. Yeah, Bob seems to be like the most powerful Pokemon anyway, and honestly, it gives me another reason not to let Bob die. When you have an HM, that's a real good reason to stay alive. Also, Fox can learn Strength! Huh. I mean, yeah, it's a legendary Pokemon, so that makes a certain amount of sense, but still. Let's get rid of... I mean, Rage is kinda good. As I recall, it's like the main move used throughout the first half of the game in speedruns. That being said, we are over halfway through at least the first portion of the game. Bites will need... We don't need Water Gun. We don't need both Surf and Water Gun. So, I'm gonna get rid of Water Gun for now. Rage is the next move to go, don't worry. And it's probably gonna go fairly quickly. I'm also going to skip ahead a little bit, because nobody wants to see me serve back to Sanewood Island, Town, whatever the frick it's called. I'll just like, there'll be a cut and things will be fine. Also, that gives me an opportunity to check the message I just got, which might be important. Spoilers! The message was not important. Let's go into this gym and beat up the gym leader. Okay, so we have to think, like, almost think here. We can already use strength, can't we? You're not going to tell me we need another badge for that? No, we don't. Okay. So this was almost like actual brain power needed. But yeah, it does seem like we're definitely going to be able to take on both this gym and Jasmine's gym, because Jasmine's gym is literally only you walk up to her and beat the shit out of her. That's literally all there is to it. It's Naga, which still don't know how that evolution is going to work in like more modern generations. But you should be a Psychic type, right? I always forget which Pokemon in the Slowpoke line are Psychic types and which aren't. I think they're all Psychic types, but then sometimes I think Slowpoke isn't a Psychic type. But then sometimes I think both Slowpoke and Slowbro are in Psychic types, but that's definitely not true. I get confused by that line, dude. And now that there's Galarian versions of them as well, or at least of Slowpoke, I don't know if there's Slowbro and Slowking Galarian versions yet. But it's probably going to be. Man, stuff gets confusing. So, I was going to say, let's switch out, because we are relying heavily on Bob. Then an electric type comes out. So let's go into Kurt. Still do not have Earthquake on you, but I think we'll be fine. As you can see, this Raikou is level 25, and I still do have Rock Slide. So Rock Slide should do plenty of damage. It's stab, it's powerful. Is it super effective? I don't think it's super effective. I think only ground is super effective again, not rock, right? No, rock is not super effective, but effective enough to like 2-hit, so that's good enough for me. So now I flinch. So I've got something else to talk about because I was like food shopping. Fuck you today, and I've got like a lot of stuff here, but among which is a. Are you fucking kidding me? How many times can you flinch me? Kurt! I mean, yeah, I should have switched out a heal there, but how many flinches in a row was that? Like 3 or 4 and then a critical hit? That is bullshit. That is top tier, like absolute bullshit. So going back to what I was talking about, it should be somewhere around here. So I found this chocolate bar, right? And it is Alpine milk chocolate, which going to assume that means chocolate made with milk from cows that are like in the Alps. I did not see what you were going to send out next, but I'll probably be fine. Earth ring. Actually, very good thing I stayed in. So I was like, I kind of doubt that it's going to taste much different. Because yeah, it might be a different breed of cow, and it's like different milk and stuff, and that might have like a tiny impact on things. But generally speaking, it's not going to like taste a lot better, right? Because I assume still the main ingredient that is dedicated to... Dedicated? Dedicated is not the word I'm looking for. It's responsible for the taste. It's probably like not the milk in the chocolate. It's like the cocoa, right? So, and I know this brand very well. They're like usual chocolate. It's very good chocolate. So I figured it would be fun. I mean, for me, not for you guys, because you guys can't taste. So this is going to be a little bit weird. It would be fun for me to like try out this live on camera. I'm going to turn myself into a tasting channel. That's what... Didn't you have 3 Pokemon? That's worrying. So, let's see. I have, like, just a little bit of chocolate here. Okay. It does taste different. I'll give you that. It tastes worse. Significantly worse. It tastes so much fucking cheaper. It's unreal. It's actually unreal how much fucking cheaper this tastes. I was kind of expecting that. Well, maybe not as expecting, but well, actually, there's a bit of an aftertaste, which is a lot better. The aftertaste is a lot more creamy. I'll give you... Oh my god, it's another Kuno. I've got forks. Fuck you. I'll give you that. For any Americans watching, I'm sorry for like how I'm going to describe this, but have you ever had the Kinder Surprise eggs? That chocolate has a certain like creamy... That's not the move I wanted to use. A certain creaminess to it. That's kind of what the aftertaste of this chocolate is like. Which doesn't help anybody, because I think Milka as a brand doesn't really operate much in the US, and Kinder Surprise eggs are banned in the US. So it's not really gonna help like American viewers here, but for any like European viewers or like Canadians, because Canadians can have Kinder Surprise eggs. Surprise, same thing. I think you call them surprise eggs. For some reason, surprise is not like a word at all. But for some reason, we over here have adopted that to be Kinder Surprise eggs. Even though it's spelled as surprise. It's really weird. It's probably somebody that like just didn't speak English. They've been around for a while, okay? Not everybody's been speaking English very well. For like the entirety of the existence of this country. As a matter of fact, this country is probably older than the English language. That's very much not true, actually, because I did look up a what's the deposit code? We could have had a Tyranitar. Now we'll never have one again. The box is full. That's okay, because I need to put you in a different box anyway. A while ago I was talking about like the amount of wars countries have had, and then I was like, let me go look up how many wars the Netherlands has been part of, because it's been a lot. And through that I found out, that, which I already knew, because obviously I've had history lessons at school, that the country I live in is not actually that old. It is like, it was formed I think in the 1600s. Before that we were just like kind of part of Spain, which you might think, if you know a little bit of geography, you might think, wait on, hold on a moment, hold on. A part of Spain? Isn't the Netherlands located in like middle to northern Europe? And Spain literally is one of the most southern countries in Europe? Yeah, they had a big fucking empire back in the day. And we were part of that until we became independent, and then we became the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And we were a lot bigger initially as well. Because what's now Belgium, part of that used to be part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. I'm not going to bring anything with me right now, but I'm thinking we lost one pseudo-legendary. I think we're going to bring Zim next time around. But definitely not right now, because that would just be asking for Zim to die, and I don't want Zim to die. Don't you give me Fly? I think you do. Yeah, you do. In the remakes, I'm pretty sure this NPC gives it to you the moment you exit the gym. Which is very important that you do not miss Fly, because Fly is gonna come in to save your ass so much. Throughout Johto, but also Kanto. It doesn't really save your ass, but it saves a lot of time, and for me, that's pretty much the same thing. So, let's teach it to Fox, and we're going to do the rest of this episode with just these Pokemon. These 5, and then next episode we're going to have Zim on the team, as well as a Dragonair. In the meantime, we are going to also look up where the secret potion is, because it should be in Cianwood City, but I have no idea. Secret potion. The secret potion is earned in the Cianwood City at the north... southern. I don't know why southern became north in my mind. There's no need to beat the gym, but it provides the you with the HM Fly, giving you a fast way back. So it's this building then? And then we have to go up that entire fucking tower again, which I'm gonna do with this episode, because it's not gonna take that long altogether, right? Because we've already been all of the trainers in there, so we just mashed through the dialogue, then we go into the gym. I don't know how long this episode's been yet, because I've had to like cut out 2 little parts. They weren't that long, so I don't think they'll be that big of a deal. In the whole scheme of things, but even then I'm at like 25, let's say 26 minutes into my recording. Am I at full health? I am very much not. Let's go here. So then go on up that tower, and then beating up 2 Pokemon in Jasmine's gym shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then I can do the grinding for Zim between this episode and the next time we'll have Zim as a Dragonair on the team. And I don't know. I still kind of would prefer. Maybe I won't do Zim. Maybe I'll do a ground type. I don't know yet. I don't know how many like ground types we have. We have, well, do we have a Moonstone? I think we have a Moonstone by now, right? I think we found a Moonstone somewhere at some point. Didn't we? No, we definitely didn't. So, Big D is not going to be an option. Because Big D is not an option until we can get it as a Nidoking. Nidorino is just not an option. So then we have Big H, I think. Which is an option for a ground type. But that's about it. I think our Doctria, whatever it was called, died in Gen 1. So we can't really like use that anymore. I don't know that we... do I give it to you or... I don't. I give it to Jasmine herself, which makes a certain amount of sense. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on the team. I'm going to give it some thought between episodes and then do the grinding, and you guys will just figure that out the moment the next episode starts, which is going to be probably this is a Monday upload, I think. So on Wednesday, I think potentially. Maybe. Also, where the fuck did you go? Because there's no exit here. Or, oh, you probably did this. Oh, this can be really fun. If you use the speed button and you just do that, you're immediately at the bottom of the screen. Or of the tower, I mean. It's just... I don't know why I like that, doing that so much. It just, for some reason, it's very satisfying to me. As I said, there's nothing here other than just Jasmine, which has, I think, a level 35 Steelix usually, so we're going to be in for quite a bit of trouble if that doesn't turn into like a Sunkern. It might. It might. It might turn into a Mewtwo, at which point we are absolutely fucked. You have 3 Pokemon. Okay, that's fine. You start with a Slugma. That's very good for me, because I'm starting with a Bob. And Bob is better than Slugma, because it's fully evolved, it's 2 levels higher, it's Bob. I mean, it doesn't have the pure, chaotic, like, godlike power of a Totodile. It's lost that way before I even met it. I got Bob on my team as a Croconaw, so... But that probably is just because I couldn't handle the sheer power of a Totodile. That being said, against a Venusaur, Feraligator's not going to do much. So, let's go into Forks and just light him on fire. A sacred fire. A sacred godly fire to commemorate the Totodiles we have lost along the way. Which we haven't lost any Totodiles yet. And we're not going to lose a Totodile because even if Bob... we could lose a Totodile. If we bring Bob into a new generation and start with him on the team early and he dies there, Bob definitely could die as a Totodile. But for the time being, we only have a Feraligatr, so we can't lose a Totodile. What the fuck am I even talking about? Even I don't know. I'm just spouting nonsense. I'm very annoyed by the fact that you have a Hyper Potion. I was going to say, I'm very glad that your level 35 Pokemon didn't end up being much of an issue. And how those guys do almost as much as Sacred Fire. Like, I know Sacred Fire did a bit more, but both are a 2-shot. Like, there's about a 10% difference in damage between those. And that should be more. It's Sacred Fire and just like a gust of wind. I was going to say, do you only have Starter Evolutions? But no, Slugma is not a Starter Evolution. I was thinking about starters there because obviously one of my Pokemon there, Bob, is a starter. But 2 out of 3 Pokemon you have are Starter Evolutions, which... Also, we ran into a War Turtle and a Blastoise this episode. That's interesting. So what is going to be the thumbnail for this episode? Because nothing like interesting... Oh, I guess I can use Raikou as the thumbnail. Not that Raikou was like a major issue. Actually, yeah, he was, because he killed fucking Kurt. Yeah, no, Raikou's definitely going to be the thumbnail for this video. I think we might make it to level 30. Not quite. Which means that Zone is going to evolve off screen. That's a little bit sad. He's so close to evolution. Let's let's give him that little bit of experience on screen. We're just going to have like a slightly longer episode to have him involved on screen, which means that I'm going to do a little bit more editing. But I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll gladly do that for you guys. I'll gladly do that. I was expecting to be recording 2 episodes today. I'm going to be honest, but that's not happening because I need to grind a Pokemon up to a proper level. So, this could be scary. As a matter of fact, I'm definitely not going to grind against or level up against a Ho-Oh there. Because even though I feel confident that I can like live a Sacred Fire, I don't feel confident that I can live a Sacred Fire. So let's go into the water, and just the first thing we run into, it's a Beedrill! Do we have a Beedrill? I know we had a Weedle. Did we use that and have it die? I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't think we did. I swear to God, if this is not enough experience to level up, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, definitely it will be. If this doesn't let you evolve, by the way, I'm gonna be annoyed as well. Okay, so you are evolving. Which, I gotta be honest, shiny Magnemite and Magneton in this game don't look as good as they do in Gen 3 and onwards. That means I have to like go look up a shiny sprite for Magneton as well, because or shiny artwork, because you can't just shift a U on them. I did do that on Charmeleon, just shift a U, and on Gyarados it actually worked wonders, because Gyarados doesn't have a complicated color pattern. So I could just shift a U until it was red, but Magneton's it's a little bit more complicated, so you actually can't do that easily. Anyway, that's been it for today. Next episode we're going to have a new member on the team, whoever it may be, probably either Zim or Big Age or I don't know yet. It'll be something that is either just stupidly powerful or complements the team in typing, which probably means a ground type or a psychic type, one or the other. Until next time, I've been Vlogger, you've been awesome, as always, bye.